losing a pet. It's one of those experiences that, unless you've gone through it, you don't quite realize how deeply it can cut. You see, for so many of us, our pets aren't just pets, they're family. They're there for us during the lowest lows and the highest highs. And when they're gone, there's this silence that settles into our lives. It's as if a piece of our soul just isn't there anymore. MyDogDied.com started in the hope that no one else would have to feel that sort of loneliness and helplessness I felt. It's more than a site, it's a lifeline, a place where we've brought together stories, resources, and professional guidance for anyone trying to navigate this messy, painful process. Here is one story that breaks our heart, because the loss of Atlas was from theft. Aiden stood silently in the familiar warmth of his Beverly Hills backyard, eyes fixed on the empty space beneath the towering oak tree, where Atlas, his beloved Rottweiler, once roamed freely. At 25 years old, Aiden felt as though Atlas had been a part of his entire life. The large, gentle-hearted dog had been his constant companion since his teenage years, witnessing both his moments of triumph and his most challenging trials. Atlas was more than just a pet, he was family. His broad head, steady gaze, and gentle nature brought Aiden comfort, especially during the turbulent years of adolescence. Now, in the painful silence of his absence, memories surged relentlessly. The loss had occurred on a serene summer afternoon. Aiden returned home from a brief errand, calling for Atlas as he usually did. Silence answered him, punctuated only by the soft rustling of leaves. His heart quickened, anxiety growing as he found the gate swinging slowly in the wind. Frantic, he searched every inch of the property, but Atlas was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks, then months, filled with relentless searches, heart-wrenching visits to shelters, endless phone calls, and hours spent scouring the streets of Los Angeles. Flyers bearing Atlas's soulful eyes covered street lamps and coffee shops across the city. Each phone call or sighting raised Aiden's hopes, only to dash them again. Soon, months became years, the emptiness in his heart deepening into a persistent ache that refused to heal. Friends gently suggested moving forward, but for Aiden, closure was elusive. Every Rottweiler he glimpsed rekindled his grief, reminding him of his lost companion. Sleepless nights haunted by visions of Atlas filled his existence, the unanswered questions gnawing at his soul. Eventually, emotional exhaustion pushed Aiden to seek help. Searching for solace, he found himself online, cautiously exploring resources designed to guide him through grief. That's when he discovered MyDogDied.com. Though hesitant at first, the genuine warmth and compassion displayed on the website intrigued him. Taking a deep breath, he reached out and soon found himself speaking with a therapist from the website. The therapist's calm and sympathetic voice immediately put Aiden at ease. During their first conversation, he struggled to articulate his deep-seated pain, his words catching in his throat as grief poured forth. The therapist listened patiently, never rushing him, understanding the depth of his attachment to Atlas and the magnitude of his loss. Over multiple sessions, the therapist gently guided Aiden through his tangled emotions, helping him to understand and accept his feelings without guilt. She helped him see that mourning Atlas was a testament to the profound love he held for his friend, and that love deserved honor and remembrance rather than suppression. Gradually, with compassionate guidance, Aiden learned to navigate his grief differently. He began honoring Atlas's memory by sharing joyful stories from their years together and focusing on the happiness the dog brought into his life rather than the painful absence. His therapist encouraged these memories, teaching him that cherishing past joy could ease present sorrow. In their conversations, Aiden also confronted his lingering feelings of responsibility for Atlas's disappearance. With patient encouragement, he began releasing the guilt and self-blame that had burdened him for so long. Through gentle yet firm reassurance, the therapist reinforced that some things were beyond his control, that he had done everything possible to find Atlas, and his love for his dog was never diminished by circumstances. Today, standing beneath the familiar oak tree, Aiden felt a newfound peace settle in his heart. He no longer saw the space Atlas occupied as empty. Instead, it had become a sacred place filled with treasured memories. A gentle smile crossed his lips. as he picked up a weathered ball, Atlas's favorite toy. Although the ache of loss never entirely disappeared, therapy had taught Aiden how to carry that grief gently, to live alongside it rather than beneath its shadow. Aiden knew Atlas would forever remain part of him, and his absence was no longer a source of only pain, but also of gratitude for the unconditional love they had shared. With quiet reverence, Aiden whispered a heartfelt thank you to the therapists at mydogdeed.com, whose compassionate care had guided him back towards peace and acceptance, transforming unbearable loss into cherished memories that would stay with him always. Your love for your pet never fades, and neither should your support. If you're grieving, don't go through it alone. Visit mydogdied.com or call us at 855-925-2658 and connect with those who truly understand. Healing starts here.